My name is Jag Vazirani. I'm one of the regional recruiters with City Year located here in San Antonio. My colleague that will be joining us on the Q&A today is Cheyenne Fletcher. These slides are not friendly right now. She'll be in the Q&A. A really quick word about City Year and what we do. City Year is one of the original Americorps programs. Americorps was a federal program passed in 1998 by Bill Clinton, used to use federal funding to promote nonprofit and community service throughout the community. We've been established since 1988, and 32 years later, we found a niche within education where we've been able to impact over 2.5 million children across the United States and counting. So like this next slide shows, we've been able to expand into 29 locations, and our focus is very simple. It's trying to reduce the dropout rate here in America. We do that by recruiting young adults between 18 to 25 years old to help mentor and tutor in our schools. It's a fantastic opportunity for the attendees here today, since the majority of our core members are college graduates. It's just such a prime opportunity for someone coming out of high school or isn't really sure what they're going to be doing to establish themselves, learn life skills, soft skills that differentiate you when you interview, as well as build character. Studies show that when you do a gap year, you can actually go into continuing education and have better grades because of the discipline and character build that comes with the gap year. So it's really exciting, and we really emphasize on that professional development as well. A little bit about the landscape. We've been on this call for about 20 minutes, and in that 20 minutes, about 40 kids have dropped out. It's not very good at all. We're looking at about 800,000 students plus who drop out of school throughout the United States, and that's only K through 12. And it's a problem. It's a societal problem. There's impacts where the students are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, 3 times more likely to end up unemployed, and then over $300,000 of social services could accrue for an individual. So there's a very big community effort that we all need to be aware of, and we need to think about ways we can impact that. We got our information from a university called Johns Hopkins, which is one of the top research and medical universities in the United States. We gave them our information, and we were trying to figure out why students drop out. They said it's because attendance, behavior, and course performance specifically in math and English. So that's what we naturally target. We know that if a student is identified somewhere between 3rd and 9th grade with any one of these 3 factors, they have a 75% chance of not finishing high school, so essentially dropping out. But we also know if we can effectively address these needs, then that student is going to be 3 to 4 times more likely to graduate if we can get them through 10th grade. So the schools that we support are elementary, middle, and high school, and the grades are within 3rd through 9th grade specifically. So what is it like to be a City Year Corps member? Well, like I mentioned before, a majority of our Corps members are college graduates, but we are seeing a higher increase in young adults. You only need a high school diploma or GED to apply. So a typical classroom setting would have City Year members with team leaders and impact manager that will manage relationships with students and teachers. Each Corps member will be responsible for 20 to 25 students. 80% of your time will be spent with students, 10% of your time will be focused on professional development, course planning, and the last 10% will be doing some very simple documentation on what we accomplished and what we need to focus on next week with our students. You will be in a classroom setting. Usually the biggest challenge is the time management, but if you enjoy working with kids, if you enjoy working in a collaborative environment, if you enjoy challenging yourself to build professional skills, it's a fantastic opportunity. You're going to learn quickly that the students that we work with are going to look up to you as role models. So I can't tell you how excited our Corps members get to create different types of clubs, whether it's a game club, chess club, history club, doing dance, doing any type of poetry or creative writing. Any ways to engage the students to open them into different ways of thinking is really powerful. We have over 170 clubs now, but we're always looking for creative young adults who can add to those programs. What are some of the benefits? Well, since City Year is an Americorps program, this is a paid gap year program. Our full year will start at the end of July going through May. If you do jump in the middle of the year, the same thing applies. The big thing will be the scholarship. So you will get a scholarship at minimum of about $635 bi-weekly. Depending on which city you go to, you will also qualify for SNAP benefits, which is a couple $100s in food stamps, as well as free transportation through public transportation, as well as benefits that the private investors in each city offer. You'll get a guaranteed scholarship of $6,200 at the end of the program. You'll get fantastic healthcare coverage. You will get some really good swag with the red jackets. You'll get plenty of City Year clothes, don't you worry. If you do have a child, we also provide childcare allowance, which is a reimbursement, and then we do professional development opportunities. For example, after you get the scholarship money, if you need professional references, you go to college, you will be empowered to be a substitute teacher, so you can actually make part-time money that way. Here is a quick screenshot of our bi-weekly stipends that we do offer. It is variable depending on the city. Americorps did just get $1 billion in additional funding, so we are excited about the opportunity of this money going up. But contact your local recruiter. Tulsa's a fantastic city where Cheyenne's at. It's like the young Austin, very urban, always stuff to do. And then San Antonio is a very culturally sound city that has a lot of history and great food in it as well. So I think that's it. We do have continuing education scholarships, over 140 partnerships, up to 100% in social work and education. And then you can apply by going to cityyear.org. I think my colleague Cheyenne leaves some Calendly links in the chat, so you can actually schedule one-on-one time with the recruiter if you follow those chats.